Hi guys, so I wanted to talk to you today about letting your ego, or not letting your ego actually, get in the way of making progress. We all hit setbacks at points, and it's super easy to let those setbacks become these huge insurmountable things in our own heads. So, for those of you that don't know, I was training for a half marathon in May. For me, I usually run between 1 and 3 half marathons a year. And I was really at a good place fitness wise, and I was running faster than even before I had kids, like sub 9 minute miles, where I had always been on the higher end of 10 minutes, closer to 11. And I was feeling awesome. And I did something to my leg, and it was causing my back to just completely tense up, and I was having these crazy spasms. So, my doctor was I really don't think you should do this race, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't. It was fine. I really didn't care. So we had all decided that we were going to do this program called the Ultimate Reset. And basically it's this super awesome plant-based, they call it a cleanse, but you eat so much it's ridiculous. But you can't work out for 3 weeks. And I was totally terrified, because for me, running is my therapy. It's for my mental clarity, and I really don't ever lose weight just from running. So I was more afraid of mentally. So I was all right. And it was fine. It was totally fine. That reset was awesome, and I will definitely do it again. But those 3 weeks, and this is what I was afraid of, I didn't run. Now, had I started on day 22 or even day 32 running again, I would have been fine. In fact, I probably would have been better than fine, but it was the summer and my schedule was totally insane, and I basically gave up on myself. I was in a funk for no reason, and I just made that little ball of laziness and ball of doubt, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it became a boulder. And it had been so long since I had gone running that I was all right, I'll start again, once the kids are in school, or, oh, Stella has camp this week, I'll go then. But then something would come up, or I needed to work, or whatever. Something always came up, and I just didn't make it a priority. But I knew I really needed to start running again for my own mental health. I really needed to get out of this funk that I'd been in. So I was talking with one of, my friends about it, and she was you just have to do it. You just have to get out there. And even if it means you run 1 block and you walk a block and you run a block. And now I know that's how I tell every single person that wants to start running. I tell them, I give them a beginning running training program, the one that worked for me. But see, my ego wouldn't let me start from square one, because why would I start from square one? I've been running for years. I don't need to do that. But I also wasn't ready to run my sub 9 minute mile. Believe me, it was not a pretty sight. So I did it. And then I met up with another friend who had been going through a similar situation, and we went and we did it together. And it was slower than we would have liked. I mean, it was probably close to almost a 12-minute mile, which, coming from a sub 9 to a 12 in not that long of a time span was a real kick to, it was a tough pill to swallow. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm first of all, I have no one to blame for it but myself. So obviously if you're somebody that's coming back from an injury, it's a little different situation that you're dealing with. But once I got outside of my head and realized, well, yes, I'm not where I was in April. But sitting around not doing anything isn't going to get me there. It's not going to make running this next mile easier. It's not going to get my pace down from a 12-minute mile to a sub 9-minute mile. So my choices are accept the new me and the new how it is, or start from square one. So I started from square one. And for those of you who are not where you used to be physically, for whatever reason, medical, emotional, physical, whatever it is, just know that the only place to start is from the beginning. And if that means following a modifier or taking breaks every 3 minutes or, you know, whatever it is, modifying the modifier, whatever it is, this is your starting point. You will never be at this point again if you keep going and don't give up on yourself. So that's really like the whole point of this entirely long-winded video, is just don't give up on yourself and tell that ego of yours to shove it. Because really, you're going to be where you want to be if you just keep going. We're all in it together, so, you know, lean on us if you need to. Hope you all having an awesome day. Bye!